all about location-based entertainment. I'm Tonya Hall, and joining me is Joanna Popper, Global Head of Virtual Reality for Location-Based Entertainment at HP. Welcome, Joanna.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Give us a brief summary of your background as it relates to location-based entertainment and tell us about your role at HP, if you will.
Sure. Thank you. I am the global head of virtual reality for location-based entertainment at HP. I've been with the company about 2.5 years, and in my role, I work with Hollywood studios, VFX houses, content creators, startups, location-based entertainment operators who build the field of virtual. So at a theater, a museum, a cinema, an arcade, and more we're seeing people bring virtual reality to those locations. Prior to HP, I worked at NBC Universal, leading marketing for one of the brands there for about 8.5 years. And I worked at a tech company in Silicon Valley for about a year or two.
What is location-based entertainment for those who haven't experienced it?
Location-based entertainment is anywhere you go out of home to be entertained. So some examples would be a cinema, a theater, a museum, a retailer, an arcade, a cruise ship, a casino. And right now we're seeing more and more venues bringing virtual reality to them to drive revenue, to drive traffic, to decrease costs, to drive innovation. And so over the past few years, we've seen a trend for venues to bring virtual reality into their locations. Now, right now with COVID-19, we've seen many of these locations be temporarily closed, but the overall trend has been a lot of growth in this area.
Who are the consumers of the location-based entertainment today that are using spatial or virtual reality, and what types of entertainment are they consuming?
Well, the consumers are families, they're friends, they're people going out looking for something interesting and exciting to do. And you really see people of all ages, and you see men, you see women, you see children, and you see people coming in groups with their friends, you see people coming for date night, you see people coming for birthday parties or events. And so that's one of the reasons that so many venues have wanted to bring virtual reality to their locations, because they see that it can draw traffic and it can increase their revenue. And in terms of the content that people are gravitating to in location-based entertainment, there's lots of different content. There's content that's very much based in gaming and driving adrenaline. There's content that you'll see at film festivals that may be more artistic, and will maybe more of a documentary style and make you sort of think deep thoughts about the way you see the world. And so there's really different types of content for that appeals to different people. So it could be anything from swimming and scuba diving with whale sharks, to taking down zombies, to thinking about the safety of elephants in faraway parts of the world.
Speaking of the world, how does VR use actually vary across the globe, maybe across different cultures?
That's a good question. So virtual reality and location-based entertainment in some ways is a very global business and a very international business. And so we work with companies who are headquartered in LA, who are bringing experiences to China and Japan and Korea and Dubai and all over Europe. And then on the other hand, we work with companies in Korea in Dubai and other places who are bringing their experiences into Los Angeles and other places. And so we see that it's a very global world with content doing well in different places, which is pretty interesting that we see that exchange going in all different directions. But there are some unique characteristics in China. We've seen that the virtual reality cinemas and in movie theaters with 360 video has done pretty well. We also see that they have something in China called KTV, where you go into essentially what looks kind of like a phone booth, and traditionally people have sung karaoke in there either by themselves or with one other person, and now even in those venues they're actually doing karaoke in there too. So there's a couple unique and distinct differences we see in certain places, but it's, as I said, it's a very global industry.
So who stands out? Who's really been taking the reins of this area of VR? Who's doing location-based entertainment right, if you will, in both technology and content?
There's a couple of different trends that I see that make certain companies stand out, and so one of them is free roam VR, and so many of them are actually using our HP backpacks. This is HP G2 backpack. You can put this on your back and move around. You plug in a headset like the HP Reverb Generation 1 or 2 to the backpack, and you have the highest resolution, the highest performance system to make the content look great and give you the ability to move around freely. And so we're working with companies like Zero Latency and Dreamscape, who are bringing amazing content around the world using free roam systems. So that's a trend that we've seen that really makes some companies stand out. Another trend we've seen that makes content really pop is the combination of immersive theater and live actors together with virtual reality. Making that experience that much more unique and special.
What technological challenges do we need to overcome to make the next big leap in this area?
Well, I think what we're working on at HP, we've been highly focused on providing the highest end systems. And so, for example, our HP Reverb Generation 2 has an RTX 2080 inside. And so it is a super high performance system, and people are using it to its utmost of its abilities. And then on the other hand, on the headset side, we've been highly focused on providing the highest resolution to our customers. And with our new headset, which is called the HP Reverb Generation 2, which we are already in pre-orders with in countries around the world. It's a great headset that we're making in collaboration together with Valve and Microsoft. We've focused on the most immersive quality with amazing lenses, high resolution, 2160 by 2160. We have new audio on it that was designed by Valve. We have an IPD adjust so that you really have that great, super immersive experience, and it doesn't tire out your eyes. And it also is very, very comfortable. And so we've been focused on providing the highest level of quality with the technology available. That's been what our latest announcement is. And we have a lot more exciting things that we have to come that we haven't announced yet. So it's going to be a great year and a great next few years for everything that we have going on.
I do think we're going to see a lot more to come when it comes to implementing virtual reality into enterprise and all types of areas of commerce. Joanna Popper, Global Head of Virtual Reality for Location-Based Entertainment at HP. If somebody wants to connect with you, maybe they want to stay tuned for some of your big announcements that are coming up, how can they do that?
The best way to connect with me is to connect with me on LinkedIn or on Twitter or Instagram. And on Twitter and Instagram, it's at Joanna Popper. And on LinkedIn, you can just search for Joanna Popper. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And find more of my interviews right here or at tonyahall.net. Thanks for watching.